Right, so I've meant to do this video for a number of weeks now. I've been full of cold. I still am a little bit. My sinuses are all knackered. But I'm a lot better, and I've been asked for like forever. It's took forever, hasn't it? So I'm only going to do this once, and then basically, and you'll understand when I read it to you. Uh, I've. I tell you what, let me just read it to you, and you'll understand. So, um, so you bear with me because there's bits in it that I'm not allowed to read. Um, right. So, Paul Sykes' film contract was signed in 2000, and you'll have to excuse me as well. I finished a night shift last night, and anyway, so the contract was signed in 2017. It's 8 years ago now. So the plan is still very much the same. So the film, he wants to focus on the social justice angle and the reason why Paul Sykes was like he was. In brackets, his parents, for instance, and obviously how he preferred prison to real life. So he basically didn't have to think much. Basically, so they're going to try and mirror image the film with the documentary, hence the reason why the film is going to be called Paul Sykes at Large, with the same as the documentary. So the film is going to have elements of debt collecting and incorporating some of the comedy elements, such as the Sykes catchphrases from Paul Sykes at Large. The film can vary in time for development, and so basically they're working on. Does anyone know who Tom Daly is? So Tom Daly is a swimmer. So that's, if you type in Western Edge Pictures Tom Daly documentary, you'll see that documentary is, or that film is also in development. So basically, what I'm told now is, now they've got a little bit of time. They've been developing the script. I'm just reading bits I shouldn't be reading to you. So the suitable budget for the project like this would probably have increased from 1 million to around 3 million due to increased costs in the industry post-COVID, which slowed down a lot of the projects. Obviously, paid projects come first, so that's basically a little bit like what I do, For instance, I'm writing Mickey Duff's book at the minute, but if someone kind of hired me personally and was paid up front, that would call. So basically, Sykes is it's basically, I dare say Tom Daly, the swimmer, as being put in front for obvious reasons. Right, so hang on. Just, as I said, careful not to read bits I shouldn't be, because I'll be absolutely killed. So obviously, paid projects come first, and it's been known to take up to 15 years until it says realised, but it could be released. But 100%, this is 100% going to be happening. Though when it gets down to it, it will be basically put through very quick. This is one of the projects that they are genuinely interested in, and have regularly researched and had a brainstorm ideas. Um, it's not a quick process, as these days projects need to be adapted for lots of different countries, not solely aimed at the UK. Um, so they intend to make a documentary as well as a film, which is where I will be coming in to. Obviously, a lot of the people who I've interviewed over the years are no longer here. Your Ronnie Trelfalls, your Davy Dumfords, um, John Spenceley's. Right. There's a lot. There's a lot who have Colin Beaumont, who obviously flattened Sykes. For them books alone, I think there's maybe as many as double figures gone from when I started it. And a lot were instrumental. Ronnie Trelfalls, David Dumfords, John Spenceley's. They're all getting on. Um, right. Since it has been on the slate, they have added a number of actors. Sorry, they've had a number of actors contact them to show interest in being involved. Uh, Again, we're not. I'm quite aware of one or two. Not allowed to mention any. But he wants to stick to the original idea of who's going to play Paul. They're also very. I mean, this is quite uh, a poignant one, or probably a lot of people are going to ask. So they're quite aware of some of the rumours surrounding Sykes, but they're going to take it with a pinch of salt. They've worked on other prison documentaries before and said it doesn't really happen in the UK, but it is a bigger problem in the US. Listen, as I said, I mean, this will be touched on in the documentary. For instance, I interviewed various police officers over the years, and I've interviewed the chief of home offenders. Um, I've even spoke to that governor from the documentary, the guy who had the beard right up to here. Um, yeah, it's it's just internet is rife with rumors and right. Right, yeah. So basically, one thing to mention, and don't take this the wrong way, is I've had my knuckles wrapped, because I have contacted them over. It's been over 7 years now. And people are like, "Oh, it's not happening," and you're making lies up and all this, and even though they've released the official synopsis for the film, which anyone can kind of Google if you just type in Paul Sykes film, written by Leo Bill and Vaughan Civil. I've actually thought, well, is it happening? Isn't it happening? Did I imagine it? And I've been restless. It's been 7 years, 7.5 years now, and I've rang up and been like, well, and we were told 2.5 years ago, listen, in regarding films, this this is nothing. It can take forever. Um, so yeah, obviously we've been told a few bits and bobs that we can't, and I'm a bit like fog on. I just wanted to be like, well, is it happening? Is it happening? But yeah, very much is. So it's still happening. As I said, anyone can Google, anyone can type in and have a look at their film company's website. It says Paul Sykes at Large, in development or under development now. I'm told that it's going to be made in Wakefield, Leeds, and Pontefract. As I said, anyone can Google the the film Tom Daly, the swimmer. Over the years, they've done a Paul Gascoigne documentary. They've done a British horror film called Prevenge. They did an Oscar Pistorius film. So yeah, it's I've basically been told to mind my own business. I'm obviously Warcry said, "Look, Jamie, just so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it out and say yes, because as I said, I've felt like we're full of it, but we're not. And this is basically, look, it's happening, but in the nicest possible way. I've been told to mind my business and just basically let them get on with it, and it'll happen when it happens. But yeah, um, my 24th book is going to be released in July. I can't announce it yet. Because the papers are doing an exclusive. But I've had a number of books um, ready to be released, and obviously for legal reasons. In fact, that's one thing I will touch on is they're very aware of a certain situation which has happened last couple of years. I cannot mention it at all for legal reasons. I think you're quite aware of of what I can and can't say, and there's you know, there's been a huge stalking case, and they're aware of it and they've seen it and everything, and they've even had people contact them, and these guys are professionals. That don't When you want to make a film and you research and you spend X amount of money on controversial characters, of course, of these people are not going to be put off by just someone on the internet who does Chinese whispers. But the film is happening, and I will not mention it again. So I'll put a few bits out there. Um, as soon as I can put any more out, I will. But I've been told to basically button it, and I will be doing just that. As I said, my 24th book will be out in July. Not bad for a fake author. And yeah, other than that, yeah, meeting Junior Witter at the weekend, day two of filming that documentary. And yeah, so all systems go. And yeah, I'm just basically going to forget about that now. So that's basically what we were told the other day. And the Paul Sykes film is still very much happening. And you will just have to take my word for it. And you'll see when it comes out. And as I said, when it is a quick turnaround, I'm told when they go right, and everything's on set. And um, I mean that film Dead Man's Shoes, I think it was less than £500,000, and that was filmed in less than 3 weeks. So those kind of films it's certainly like within the capabilities to do like done and dusted within a year or even half a year. So yeah, Paul Sykes film very much happening, and I will be drawing a line under it now. I will not mention it again. Other than that, yeah, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments.